Something like this. Oh, why is it doing this to me?
Oh, dang it.
I don't know why my bar is there. It's just going to make it worse.
Bar's there, man.
It's always something, dude. Full
Where
screen.
am I?
There we go. Yeah.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. If you think your Irish grandparents are wondering, my great-great-grandparents that came here in 1846, and went, what in the hell's going on? I want to thank you for the warm welcome, but please, not so loud. Donald was listening.
See, not good.
Sleepy Don. I kind of like that. I may use that again. Kelly O'Donnell, President of the White House Correspondents Association, thank you for having me. Thank you, sir. But Kelly O, let's be honest. You're way too young to be president.
Okay.
It's been a year since I delivered this speech, and my wife Jill, who's with me tonight, was worried
This one's
how
good.
I do. I told her, don't worry. Just like riding a bike. She said, that's what I'm worried about.
See, that was a good one.
That was good. That was good.
Of course, the 2024 election is in full swing. And yes, age is an issue.
You probably saw this
I'm a
clip.
grown man running against a 6-year-old.
Get it? Because Trump's immature?
Well, I feel great. I really feel great. I'm campaigning all over the country. Pennsylvania, Georgia, North Carolina. I've always done well in the original 13 colonies.
Not bad.
And speaking of history, did you hear what Donald just said about the major Civil War battle? Quote, Gettysburg, wow.
I don't get why that's funny.
Trump's speech was so embarrassing, the statue of Robert E. Lee surrendered again.
All right, there's one more joke that I heard that we'll play.
Okay.
Age is the only thing we have in common.
Can they hear us right now?
My vice
Yeah,
president actually
everybody can.
endorses me.
All right.
Oh, so you missed it.
Well, was that the one funny
But
one?
look, age is the only thing we have in common. My vice president actually endorses me.
I think that was a good burn. You don't think that's a good burn? Oh, there's cackling, bitch. Biden cast.
I had a great stretch since the State of the Union.
This is State of the
Donald
Union.
has had a few tough days lately. You might call it stormy weather.
Look at Jim Acosta's loving it.
What the hell? Trump's so desperate he started reading those Bibles he's selling.
This is
Then he
about
got
as far
to the
as I
first
watched.
commandment. You shall have no other gods before me. That's when he put it down and said, this book's not for me.
It's a bunch of bullshit.
Look, being here is a reminder that folks think what's going on in Congress is political theater.
It
That's
is.
not true. If Congress were theater, they'd have thrown out Lauren Boebert a long time ago.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Yeah, that's a good one to end it on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Welcome to episode 85 of the Swamp Creatures podcast. What's up, brothers? It's a Rob show tonight. Tim, I know you're drinking on something. What are you drinking on?
Oh, of course, every day. Yeah, I think as one of our illustrious co-hosts once said, Tuesday is infamous Big Penis Day, and I've had Big Penis Week for like the last 2 weeks, so I'm gonna drink as much of this as possible. The honey turkey, I guess is what I'm gonna call it. Yeah.
All right. You're honey dicking. All right. Mitch, I saw you. He's partaking in another way, but he's drinking a nice cold soda that we love. What is that?
a nice cold Coca-Cola, all while basking in the glory of your 2024 Libertarian Party presidential nominee, Robert Kennedy Jr.
We're not spreading propaganda on my show. Yeah, propaganda. That's propaganda. That's a gaffe. That's another gaffe. I mean, speaking of, Biden had some zingers in there. I wonder what they got him hopped up on for stuff like
yeah.
that.
Yeah, you can keep talking. Yep.
I wonder what they got him hopped up on because he's remembering a lot of lines, or at least reading them off notes or teleprompter, and delivering them pretty good there. And then you got stuff like this. Go ahead and roll it.
I just want to let that bask for a minute. Okay. Yeah.
Let what bet? What are you talking about?
Who's your daddy, LPN? Who's your daddy?
Rob needs to open up the chat while we're playing this video. Here we go.
And increase economic growth. Folks, imagine what we can do next. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years. Pause. 4 more years.
He said pause, goddammit.
He read the pause on the teleprompter. That's obviously what happened.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he goes, I think he goes, I messed up afterwards. But I like how the crowd behind him is like, it just sounds like the entire CIA behind him.
Yeah.
Just 4 more years. Like, we have to cover this up. God, it makes me so mad. It makes me so mad. I want to see a debate, before September. I don't like, with all the lawfare going on with Trump and with Biden really not campaigning. Are we going to get a debate? He went on Howard Stern this week, and
who went on Howard Stern? Joe Biden?
Yeah, Joe Biden went on. Maybe it wasn't this week. It was recently, and
how did
he said, yeah, he would debate. Yeah, I'll try and find it, but he said he would debate Donald Trump. So
he said he would do it. So now if he doesn't do it, he's a bitch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Or he's not black. Either one.
I don't see how they can't have a debate. Like, they have to have one. I think some people are getting their hopes up to think that the LP is going to host it. That ain't going to fucking happen.
They wouldn't let us do that.
Well, no, you didn't see the recent kerfuffle. Everybody's congratulating our favorite swamp lady, Martha Bueno, the infamous milquetoast. She came out, was like saying, oh, I've had a lot of criticisms over LP leadership lately, but if they actually pull this off, this might make me go to the convention just in the off chance that it happens, because Angela sent out formal invitations from the LP to Biden and Trump to be the neutral ground for a debate or give speeches or whatever. So, yeah, I think some people are getting their hopes up that that's going to happen, but I do think there will be a debate.
I'm sure that'll happen, just like we're all taking those Bannon bucks, according to Martha.
Yeah.
And the LP would be far from, we would be neutral, as in we don't like either of them, but as far as giving fair questions or anything like that,
right,
all the questions we're going to give are going to make them look bad.
It's going to make us look bad, because they're going to ask them, do you think taxation is theft? Like, ask another question. That's like that's a running joke in the LP, like, as a question,
Mr. President, did Jeffrey Epstein kill himself?
Yeah, see, like, I think stuff like that, like, it might hit for us, but for everybody else watching, they're just going to be like, fuck that.
They're like, why are they asking about all this?
They're going to say, the exact quote will be, this is why no one takes you seriously.
I could see that. I could see that. All right, so opening up with Joe Biden and the Correspondents' Dinner and his gaffe on the pause, no Diddy. We are going to cover Trump. He's being held in contempt of court. Had to pay a $9,000 fine. We got this weird snooker pedophile coincidence going on. I don't know if you caught that, but this guy is being hunted down by internet sleuths. He was caught live in 4K. An undercover agent unraveled this IRS AI bank accounts story, where the IRS is using AI to look into everyone's bank accounts without a warrant. AOC and Lauren Boebert are pretty upset about these AI pictures that are floating around, but you know what? Hey, free Bob pics. We have more news about propaganda as far as the Democrats paying OnlyFans models, and Kristi Noem shot her dog. So here we go. Let's roll this clip. Trump's being held in contempt of court.
This morning, former President Trump was found in contempt of court and ordered to pay $9,000 in fines. The judge found Trump repeatedly violated a gag order that barred him from making public statements about witnesses, jurors, and some others connected to his hush money case. The former president was fined $1,000 for each of the 9 times he violated the gag order. Trump is
Why do they use that picture of him right there? Why is he staring so deeply into the camera?
Because it's Good Morning LA. They want to make him look like the fucking devil.
Dude, he's staring right into the camera right there, though. That's crazy. Okay.
He violated the gag order. Trump has repeatedly said he was just exercising his First Amendment rights. The former president is currently on trial, accused of making hush money payments to cover up alleged affairs.
All right, next we're going to hear from the former president himself.
Okay, thank you very much. This gag order, I'm the Republican candidate for President of the United States. I received this honor in record time. Nobody's ever gone faster. It's never happened. Nobody's ever got the numbers that we got. And I'm sitting in a courthouse all day long listening to this stuff. And everybody knows, as far as everybody is concerned, if you read the great legal scholars and experts, everybody said this is a trial that is nonsense. It should have never been brought. That's showing loud and clear. But you have a judge who's totally conflicted, totally, absolutely conflicted. That he's rushing this case through.
He's a Russian.
I'll tell you what, somebody just told me they'd never sat for such a long period of time in a courthouse before. It's ridiculous. I'm supposed to be in Georgia. I'm supposed to be in New Hampshire. I'm supposed to be in Ohio and lots of other places. And they have me sitting here for a Biden trial. It's a Biden trial. And I never saw so many prosecutors. They're all sitting in the room over nothing, over absolutely nothing. There's no crime. There's no anything here. And that's what these legal scholars say. How can you bring a case like this? Bragg didn't want to bring it. Bragg is the guy bringing it, and he didn't want to bring it.
What?
Every agency just about in law enforcement, they all...
The fuck?
He didn't want to bring it, and he still brought it. What is he saying?
Just Trumpisms are hilarious. I just watching that. This whole thing is ridiculous. I mean, I agree with him. I think the case is stupid. You know, what are they suing him for? For paying his prostitute? I mean, what's wrong with that? He pays his bills.
Isn't that the American dream?
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I guess there could be something wrong with campaign finance, like if he used campaign money to pay her off. So I think that's kind of what they're alleging here. But this...
that's how they made it a felony, yeah.
Yeah, out of all the other cases that are being brought against him, it's like this one seems to be a nothing burger.
You know why it's important? Because it's salacious.
Yeah, it is salacious.
This is going to sell so many magazines at the checkout line.
Stormy magazines?
I was thinking more like Stars, National Enquirer, all that shit.
Oh, okay, the tabloids.
Yeah, the tabloids.
Playboy? What's going on? I don't know, man. I just want to see a debate. I want to see campaigns. I want to see our political system get back to some sort of normalcy here. Instead, we got this lawfare going on, and it's pretty clear what's going on.
You know how long you're gonna have to wait? At least 4 more years. Pause.
Dude, pause. We gotta pause. We gotta wait. We gotta wait. Definitely gotta wait. So I don't know. I feel like everyone feels the same about this now. Like, it's pretty clear, unless you're a Democrat and you absolutely are all for all of these lawsuits against Trump.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like, why aren't they both in trouble? You know?
Wait, Trump
like
and who?
like Biden, like,
because he's in power. You got to wait till he leaves office, Rob. That's the new precedent. You have to wait till leave
but
office.
if he did something prior to, they can definitely get like the whole documents in his Corvette in his garage and all over the place. Could have got him for that too. So,
well, the thing is that those people behind the scenes, like the deep state types, they like him.
Yeah, and so that's my point. It's like it's one-sided, and even against like libertarian-leaning people too, like us. Like, we would like Duncan Lemp, people like that who stand up against the system. They get no-knock rated, and then you don't hear about them.
Yeah. I don't know.
Kind of makes me sick, honestly.
I don't think we ever get to a return to normal type of. I think we're in a whole new world here, brave new world, and it's going to be like this forever. It's going to be, Trump's going to get into office, I think, and I think that there's going to be It might not be him directly. It may be directed by him behind the scenes, but I think there will be a campaign of vengeance against the people who wronged him. And it's going to continue like that. And even if it's not true, they're going to claim that, and they're going to use that as justification to come back after. So it's going to be left versus right are going to tear each other apart until everything collapses. That's what I think.
I kind of wish it was like that, but I don't think it's going to be like that.
What do you think's going to happen? That Trump's going to do? Okay, well,
I think he's just going to roll. I think he's just going to roll over like he did last time. Like, you know how he said, we're going to lock her up. We're going to do this and that. Once he gets in office, he'll be like, we won. Yeah, I think he's all talk. But that's what he's done.
So you think it goes back to normal after his next term is up?
No, I think you might have had a point. I don't think it ever goes back to normal.
Yeah,
I think it keeps ramping up.
We've gone so far beyond the looking glass at this point. Is there even going back?
Yeah.
Is it even a looking glass anymore? Is it?
Well, let's say we went through the wardrobe and wound up in Narnia. Like, where the fuck is the wardrobe at this point?
Except there's a bunch of Mexicans in Narnia because they because they didn't take care of their border. The closet was wide open. All right, I don't know. I'm done with this topic. It just makes me so mad that we're sitting here talking about porn star hush money. Trials.
It is your show. You can talk about whatever you want.
Damn, that's true. But this is what was happening. This is what was happening in the news this week.
Yeah.
The only thing that Donald Trump is guilty of is paying a porn star, and that's not illegal. It's just kind of like, wow, you paid a porn star, bro.
You know,
way too much money.
That's what's always tripped me up about it. It's like, if you don't want to get in trouble for prostitution, then just bring a camera. And all of a sudden, everything's legal. If he would have just filmed it, this would have been just another day at work for Stormy. And we'd have great content.
Well, if it's videotaped, then you got to be worried, because that's how you end up like Hulk Hogan.
Hey, whatever. He's doing fine, dude. He's got a nice house.
Yeah, we actually did get a hold of some of the audio from the Stormy Daniels. It was just the very end of the audio.
I'm gonna come.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that was him.
Was that loud enough? Did I need it?
Here's a question.
I'm gonna come.
There we go.
Oh, trust me, we can hear it.
Okay. Will Trump get the Epstein or the JFK? Yeah, I mean, so if they did arrest him for being held in contempt of court, that would be one of my fears if I was Trump. Are they going to Epstein you?
Oh, if he does go to jail? No, he's got Secret Service watching his back. Go ahead.
But then they fall asleep and the video cameras go off.
I don't think the modern CIA has the balls that the CIA during JFK's time had. Like, come on, the same people who need safe spaces are going to go through with this? Come on.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. The people aren't going to do anything. The people have been proven to be docile and not caring what their government does for years and years now.
I don't know. There's very few institutions, but that are hold up to their values or whatever. But the Secret Service is one of those that's kind of different, I think. Like, if you look at the way Dan Bongino talks about Obama and where he lands politically now, it's obviously somebody he didn't like or didn't care for. But at the same time, he would have took a bullet for him because he believed in what the presidency stood for and what it was about. And so I think that there's still I think that the Secret Service would die for the president, whether they like them or not. And I don't think that they would allow such a national scandal. Maybe there's too much faith in that, but I don't know. But then again, Joey makes another good point. People are still wearing masks, so what the fuck? Whatever.
Why?
Good point, Joey. All right. So this next story was kind of wild. It came across my Twitter feed or X feed on a few different channels that I follow, and this was filmed at the World Snooker Championship, which is kind of like pool in billiards, but gay. And I don't know.
The name snooker alone.
What is the difference?
So inappropriate.
I don't know. But it's pretty much. I don't want to say pretty much. It's like pool or billiards. But in the background, there was this guy being very creepy, and the Twitter sleuths and the internet sleuths took this video, ran with it, and found the guy. And
let's play it. Yeah.
Well, I just want a graphic warning. this guy's being creepy to a kid in the crowd.
South Yorkshire police have confirmed that they are reviewing the footage after a man was seen biting on a young boy's ear during Thursday's coverage of the World Championship at the Crucible in Sheffield. Seven-time world champion Stephen Hendry was speaking during a break-in-play in BBC's coverage of the afternoon session when the disturbing moment could be seen in the background over his left shoulder. The man, relation unknown, appeared to whisper in the child's ear before proceeding to nibble on his ear, with viewers left shocked. The boy seemed unfazed as he noticed he could be seen on the live broadcast and then smiled and waved toward the camera as the man pulled back. Mail Sport contacted the South Yorkshire Police, who had this to say: "Yesterday, Thursday, April 25th at 9:20 p.m., we received a call to inform us of a video circulating on social media of a man and a boy at the Crucible in Sheffield."
Okay.
Damn, they didn't have to keep replaying it though.
Well, it's gotta hit home. So what? They caught this guy? Is that what happened?
Yeah, they're in the process up. So a bunch of people on Twitter and stuff looked him up. They think they found him, and they found his Facebook. And his Facebook had a lot of weird things, like an album that showed these plants that looked like dicks. So whoever's Facebook that was, we think it's that guy. And there's a clip that kind of shows that stuff coming up next. He's since taken a lot of posts down and locked his Facebook down. So
you're talking about the Twitter post?
Yeah, the Twitter post.
Yeah. Okay. Here, let me switch to this one. I don't think we can.
We now
do the
allegedly
audio on
know
this one.
the identity of this.
Oh, the
man.
audio's playing for
Take a
other
look at
people.
The pictures.
I don't think you guys can hear it.
That's
According
fine.
to Matt Wallace, this man is Stefano Voci, and there's lots of
So yeah,
evidence to support
they pretty much found this
his
guy. That
claim.
guy, it looks like they found him there. That's the picture of the plant that I saw in another post. I couldn't.
They
find
blurred it out. Yeah.
They blurred because the plant looked like a straight dick. It definitely did.
Yeah.
They could have showed it. I don't know why they blurred the plant out.
It's a plant, dude.
Plant.
That's him. That's him.
Stefano Voci. Yeah, they think it's him. And I
It
think
looks
that
like him, dude. Looks like
Yeah.
him.
I think it looks
Oh
like
yeah, see, he realized in that second.
that's him. That's got to be him.
It looks like him.
Oh, that is unfortunate.
This he's reporting. It's a self-report, boys. We got him. Exactly, man. I mean, come on, dude. It looks just like him. He just shaved his head, and he thinks we're not going to notice. It's the same fucking guy.
Has anyone ever seen these two guys in the same place at the same time?
That's what I'm saying, dude.
Hello, it's me. I know I used to call myself Stefano, but I am now Fatano.
Listen, Stefano, how about Robbie Harvey? You're now on the watch list.
He's definitely on the watch list. I just thought this was a great job by the internet of catching this guy, because it was just done by a bunch of people sitting at home going, "Ew, what the fuck is that?" and then reporting it to the Yorkshire police or wherever they are.
Yeah, cyber sleuths don't fuck around.
No, not at all. They don't. And I think they should just stop playing snooker altogether. That doesn't seem like a real sport.
What's the difference between snooker and pool?
Wrong. Snooker? Like, yeah, I met this chick at the bar last night, took her home, gave her a snooker.
It sounds kind of racist.
I bet you.
You know, one of them.
Somewhere between the N-word and hooker.
Just look up, just like while we're doing whatever, look it up on Urban Dictionary. I bet you it's got a real nice definition.
Okay, we'll do
while
that.
we're here.
All right, so while you're doing that, Joey wants a drink count from me. How about you dare lick my balls? Because we're only 30 minutes in, and I'm already done with my first one. Don't worry about it, okay? I'm going to have plenty to drink. I have to drink enough for 3 co-hosts, okay? We'll be fine. Oh, by the way, what's on your can?
I don't know, some
The co-
superhero shit.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, it's just the can that came in.
No, what's the person?
I don't even know.
Is that the next Dylan Mulvaney? What is that?
Uh-oh.
Wait,
Coca-Cola
what is she holding?
Zero
Okay, that's her leg. I was like, what is
That's
that
her
long
leg.
rod she's holding?
Yeah, it's her leg.
All right, what is
No,
the?
we haven't gotten Dylan Mulvaney on Coke cans yet.
The Urban Dictionary has a lot of legitimate definitions here.
Okay, so
and
what do
it's-
they say is the difference between snooker and pool?
a British leisure game similar to billiards invented before billiards, where you try to hit each colored ball into one of the six
Yeah.
pockets. So it is racist.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
So it's
All
the
right.
same thing with a different name. Great.
Yep. So
The game
that
of
guy-
segregation.
that guy's going to be running from wood chippers and internet sleuths. And the next story on our list, this was a crazy thing I saw this week. So the IRS is allegedly been caught using AI to tap into everyone's bank accounts without search warrants. Go and roll it.
Wait, what the fuck?
Meanwhile, happening today, the House Judiciary Committee holding a hearing on Capitol Hill over artificial intelligence, surveillance, and intellectual property. Joining us now, House Judiciary Committee member, Congresswoman Harriet Hageman. Congresswoman, thank you for joining us. You and the chairman, Jim Jordan, of course, recently opened an inquiry into the IRS using AI to surveil Americans' financial information. What is most concerning to you about these practices?
Thank you for having me. And what we have learned is that the IRS, in fact, has been using AI to access bank accounts of American citizens without any kind of a search warrant or even without any specific claim that they have committed a crime. So this was something that was discovered by an undercover journalist, and what they found is that the IRS has claimed that they have access to every single person's bank account. This person also indicated that they've been working with the Department of Justice and that they have absolutely no problem whatsoever going after the little guy to make sure that they are paying their taxes. This is such a blatant violation of the Fourth Amendment that Jim Jordan and I sent a letter to the IRS demanding that they provide additional information about what they are doing with AI and what they are doing to protect the civil rights of American citizens.
So, Congresswoman, what's the end game?
What did you think all the extra agents were for? There's not that many billionaires, okay? They weren't going after the fucking billionaires. They never were. They were going after the little guy. AI just happens to be the tool that they were using, but they don't hire 65,000 agents for nothing. They don't hire that to go after one fucking guy. Maybe you need 2 or 3 people to comb through somebody's information, but 65,000? They're coming after you, motherfucker. They're tired of you getting away with your $600 payments and you think you got your little side gig with your fucking Dine and Dash, DoorDash, or whatever the fuck it's called. You think you're going to make some extra money on the side and not have to pay taxes on it. That's why they're hired, because they know you're trying to get away with that shit. Now,
You think you're going to make thousands of dollars playing those phone games?
Yeah.
That I see ads for all the time?
Yeah. You think you're just going to get away with that and not pay taxes? Next question. Why do you think they bought them all those rounds of ammunition? Huh?
They going all ATF on us?
Because people are going to get pissed when they find out, and they're ready.
Oh yeah.
And they
That's
know.
what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. If I know it's been said before, but if our founding fathers were having to go through all of this right now, it would have been over. It would have already been over.
Dude, what was the stamp tax? Like 1%? Some bullshit, 2%, like whatever? And you're paying 20% in income tax alone, not to mention every other tax?
Yeah. I mean, but to be fair, if you tried to pour tea into like the Boston Harbor today,
nobody would notice.
No one would notice.
You might piss off the Don't Stop Oil people.
People would be pissed at you. You know? They wouldn't care about what the government's doing. They never do. So this is just one
do you know
more
what
thing.
that tea is doing to the environment?
You're killing the 3-eyed leopard frog. Leave it alone.
The Fenway flounder.
Killing all the gay frogs. Yeah, so this is an ongoing development here, and I'm curious what comes out of it. I think what's going to happen is they're going to be like, oh, yeah, it's wrong, so we're going to investigate ourselves and see what we did wrong.
Yeah. Is there more to this?
Nothing.
No, that's pretty much it. It's just something to keep track of, just because it's a huge violation of everyone's constitutional rights against unlawful search and seizures.
I'm bringing this back up because I just remembered what this is about. I thought you guys were going to catch it before I did, but I am smarter. I remember the unrealized gains tax that's being proposed. So yeah, that they will want to. So basically, what they want to do is tax the value of your assets, not necessarily income, because as Peter Schiff pointed out when I heard him talk about it, these are like, they're not taxing, like if you sell a stock or you sell some asset that you own, that is counted as income, and they're already taxing that. What they're talking about taxing, what he's talking about, is they want to tax the value. So say you own a Bitcoin right now and it's worth 65,000, they want to tax that value as if it's income. So how are you going to pay it?
They want to get the best of it, you know?
Yeah.
And that sucks. I lost all my cryptocurrency in a boating accident last week.
Yeah, exactly.
My guns too.
Yeah, I forgot where I put it all.
Yeah, I lost the key phrase.
Yeah, I want to say they want to increase it to the highest it's ever been, like 40-something%, right?
Right.
Yeah. No, ridiculous.
Yeah, I think he's bragging about it. Like, this is going to be a good thing. It's like, oh, the highest it's ever been. We're going to come after, those billionaires. 401ks will be fucked. Yep, exactly. 100%. Yep.
All right.
Goddamn progressives.
So another thing the progressives were doing, this is actually really progressive. Instead of doing the classic propaganda through your mainstream news agencies, they started to use OnlyFans models. And this is an interview from some podcast I've never heard of, but this came across my Twitter feed. OnlyFans model for Farha Khalidi is admitting to receiving funding from the Biden administration
to
spread propaganda for the Democrats. So
yeah,
go ahead and run.
Real quickly, before you hit play, I just want to say, who'd have thought that something so groundbreaking would be reported on what I could only assume is a ripoff of the Whatever podcast?
Yes, I think he's like the Everything podcast. I think he likes these girls. I don't know. From what I gathered, those are nice bobs, by the way.
I was gonna say, what's not to like?
I hope this dude got the threesome he was clearly trying to get after this podcast.
They're nice bobs, free bobs.
Nah, dude's a fucking nerd. Let's go.
So you were in school. You were still in college when you started as a TikTok person, right? Or you started OnlyFans when you were in school too?
No, I started TikTok like the spring
Dude, I could hear his pocket protector busting out of his chest right now.
semester of my senior year, and I was like, fuck, I finally have to start applying for law school. And then like, female privilege, life is so easy for a, woman. Obviously, I lucked out. I'm just kidding. I lucked out. And then, TikTok was basically full-time for me. I think I was taking ads by the time I graduated college from like the Biden administration and Planned Parenthood and like dating apps and stuff. So it was like fully financially, sustaining.
So you were getting, the Biden administration was buying ads from you?
Yeah, I was doing full-on political propaganda.
And they would just, really? With like what kind of, like Biden created 10 million jobs this year?
Honestly. And the funny thing is they're like, do not disclose this is an ad because, they're like, technically it's not a product, so you don't have to disclose it's an ad. Because I think they just wanted like some edgy girl of color to just tell people, like when they nominated like Ketanji Brown Jackson, they're like, can you say like as a person of color, that you feel reflected? And it's like a white woman emailing this to me, and she's like giving me this script, and I'm like, no. And she's like, please. And I'm like, no, I'll like talk about the news of it, but I'm not gonna have a white person tell me to be like, this is how I feel as a person of color. Like, it's just so, I think that blackpilled me slightly on like, political propaganda.
So
did you see? Oh, we got the first black lady Supreme Court nominee. What? Come on, dude. What the fuck? Really? Okay.
The Biden administration sees, here's this young.
Yeah, I mean, they use like a conduit. It's not like, you know what I mean? It's not Biden, but it's like a
I wouldn't use a conduit.
Third party. You know what I mean? It's like a media company that's doing it on his behalf. I'm not blaming him for this.
Yeah. And the message is like, because you're a dark-skinned woman, you will be inspired by Ketanji Brown Jackson and all the kids should support her.
Yeah, they're like, basically as like another black person, just say that like you feel reflected by Ketanji. I'm like, no, I'll talk about like Ketanji's background and her accomplishments, but like I never, you know what I mean? Like I'll never.
If I was to sign up for an OnlyFans account, the last fucking thing I want to hear out of that bitch's mouth is what she thinks about Ketanji Brown's background.
Yeah, this was on her TikTok. It was on her TikTok too, though. So
I don't even care what's in your background. I'm trying to find out what's in your mouth, not what comes out of it. Okay?
I mean,
Jesus Christ, dude.
I wonder if she
came here for nudes, not politics.
Jesus.
You're getting news, not nudes. Anyway, I wonder if she's breaking some kind of NDA here. I like how she's talking about it. And
what are you trying to represent her? Okay.
I would totally represent her. So I mean,
I'd represent the shit out of her.
I'll do it pro boner. I mean pro bono. All right, I think that was about it for that one. That just another dirty trick by the Biden administration, using free bobs to distract you into voting for these Democrats. Which one's this one?
I don't know. It's your show. That's fucking stupid, dude. Joey can't type right now because he's dying laughing over the moaning and the screaming.
That was a good one. Oh man. Yeah. Okay. Now, this is weird. I just want to get y'all's take on this. The Patriot Front. I know you've seen them.
Yes.
As federales. Yeah. Exactly. Every time I see a video of these guys, I'm like, they are feds. They have to be feds.
Oh, for sure.
Am I the only one that noticed they weren't a thing until after Biden got elected? It's like Biden gets elected and then, oh, here's this group, Patriot Front, that just so happens to basically be what we wanted you to think the Proud Boys were.
Yeah.
Wasn't it me and you, Mitch? We were standing in line at Spike Cohen's thing back in Orlando, and one of the Proud Boys was like coming up to us, and he was like,
one of the Boog guys.
One of the
Boogaloo boys.
Yeah, and he was like, "Man, it's about time. We just gotta blow this shit up. We gotta start."
I remember his quote. His quote was, "I'm so tired of playing defense."
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That was it. That guy's a Fed.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
said that.
I really wish I could go back and ask him. So, which agency are you with? FBI, MI6, ATF? I don't know.
Yeah, the
Mossad?
Don't get me wrong. The Proud Boys did some stupid ass shit in their day, but the Patriot Front has always been very bold. Let's say this is oh, I'm sorry. What happened to communities? I don't give a shit. All right, here we go. Yeah, they can hear it. You can just talk about what we're seeing here.
Yeah, these guys are all masked for some reason.
Yeah, how come they just let them have their masks?
You think they would have taken them off by now?
For sure. They absolutely would have.
Now, I want to do some live internet sleuthing here. In the comments, go check the comments out.
Okay.
And there was someone who posted a comment saying they were all arrested on there. I want to see. It'll be a picture of the article with all their mugshots on it.
Here.
Right there. Yep.
This happened 2 years ago. And all 31 had their names released. You gaslighting, unserious clown. All right, what was the original comment? Every time Patriot Front gets arrested, there is not one single bit of footage of them unmasked. But this is apparently them all being arrested. And this was a 2-year-old story.
Yeah, click on that.
Click on
Let's see what that is.
Sheriff's office releases names of 31 Patriot Front members arrested in Saturday's bust. All 31 members of the white nationalist group arrested on suspicion of conspiring to riot during a pride event had bonded out. All 31 of them bonded out. That's impressive. Yeah.
Nazis have money, I guess.
Yeah. I mean, look at this guy. He looks well educated. He looks like he's got a nice job.
He looks like a cop. He looks like a Fed.
Someone from the
Does
CIA.
that guy look?
Okay.
That guy's running a lab in his house.
Tim, that guy looked like your cousin.
True. Well, you're gonna say, Mitch?
Some of this is like honeypot. You know what I mean? You got to get some idiots in there with you.
That kid's eyes were wide. He's Mexican. He don't even belong there.
Okay. Oh man, I came here to play the.
How many of these are cops? There's Gomer Pyle, dude. He's fucking there.
Okay. All right. All right. This guy might be right. They might all be actually racist people.
Now that man, he's got a tree out front, and there's a rope hanging from it for a reason.
What is this? Southbound and down?
Exactly. Possible Fed.
That guy had like the.
Where do they get these faces? Okay.
These faces are crazy.
What is wrong? They all have that Neanderthal, bro. Yeah.
I was gonna say that guy's definitely Neanderthal. Dude, he's got a smushed one. It's down.
There was definitely some inbreeding on the farm, if you know what I'm saying.
We're in Appalachia.
Oh my God. Yeah, he doesn't even look white. Like,
Yo, Mang, I'm here for the white supremacist role.
MK Ultra much? Like, come chill, dude. We are judging the looks of these other people, being unfortunate as we are.
This is reminding me of like the Antifa mugshots.
Yeah. All right. So what was it? Yeah, this happened 2 years ago. Yeah, 2 years ago, 2022. Oh, wrong stuff. But yeah.
All right.
So, what were you gonna say about Patriot Fund? Yeah, they're feds. Is that it?
I think they're feds, but then if you that article, I wanted to just check it out.
Well, I mean, look what happened with Whitmer.
Those guys look super racist.
Some of them do, yeah.
That's because some of them are probably dumb enough to fall for the psyop.
Right.
Oh man,
it's like the guy who wasn't the Fed involved on the Whitmer kidnapping thing.
The one guy, the poor sucker.
One guy.
Right. So they all bailed out, and some of them are feds, and then
that's
some
sus
of them
as fuck.
are not.
That's sus as fuck because Gomer Pyle there did not look like he had the money to bond out, but apparently he did.
I mean, there were a few faces in there that I'm like, yeah, I can see why you believe what you believe.
I can see why they wear masks. That was wild. That was insane.
This is a real concern. They could be AI. This could be just a fake news article. It might not even be their real faces.
I don't know if AI could capture the amount of just beatings from your dad. Half of those people's faces had just in them.
But when you mess around with AI, because like I know the three of us definitely have. We've shared pictures where we're messing around with AI, but they always do that with the eyes. The eyes are always what's fucked. So,
or the hands.
Mm-hmm. Or the hands. Yeah.
Okay. Well, speaking of AI, and we need to go back to this because we missed it. It's there's a video going around of AOC and Lauren Boebert, or not a video.
There's a video? I thought they were just pictures.
Nope. Sorry, I messed up. It's just a picture going
around. You got him all excited.
I know. I got myself excited.
Looking forward to that. You son of a bitch.
Free Bobs here.
I gotta grab
I speak for all the Indians
that
will inevitably comment on this.
Oh my God,
this
out. Share it to the people.
Okay, here we go.
Share it to the people.
Christ. So they're upset about this?
AOC Lauren Boebert.
Is there more? Right. Is there more? No, there's no
there
more.
You go.
There
will be.
Conservatives and
liberals search tonight.
Conservatives and liberals have been furious over AI image of Rep. AOC and Lauren Boebert. It appears both parties agree that this isn't what AI was created for. Sir, you are wrong.
I'm not gay no more.
This is exactly what AI was made for.
Exactly, dude. This is 100% what AI was created for. And if you don't believe me, go to MrDeepFake.com and you'll find out why.
This is the unity we need between parties. This is the bipartisanship, maybe tripartisanship if Trump.
Jesus Christ.
Maybe tripartisanship if I'm involved.
I know I'm just quoting a meme, but can we please have these two mud wrestle to determine which old geriatric will be president?
I would. I would.
That's so good.
Save image. Yep.
Oh yeah, that's so good.
Yep. Don't be fooled by big old socialist titties. They're meant to hypnotize and enslave your ass.
These comments are good.
Okay, that was funny too. Blowing my no. Good memes. All right, we're scrolling. We're getting into a scroll here.
You know the Kamala Harris ones. You know the Kamala Harris images are just around the corner.
MrDeepFake.com. They already exist. All right, keep going.
Tim's gone down that rabbit hole. So yeah, a little bit of good and bad on the AI stuff. AI can be used to spy on your bank account.
What are you talking about? If there was an OnlyFans account that was set up with AOC and Boebert like that, it would definitely be content worthy.
Oh,
I mean, if we wanted to create a grift, maybe we could do that.
I'm saying AI can be used for good and bad things. Like,
have they ruled on that? Have they ruled on that? Like, because there's AI porn of like anything you want. Like as soon as Greta Thunberg turned 18, they just started blasting those videos out. And so, like, is there like a law against that though? Like, can I set up like AI porn for other people?
I know there are like things with it. Like, there was a guy who got in trouble for photoshopping Miley Cyrus's head onto a woman who was of age back when she was Hannah Montana.
Oh, because they were creating child porn. Yeah.
Technically, yeah.
So that's not what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm talking like if I found your mom and I was like, hey, she'd make a good OnlyFans model. And I created a website and a profile and I started charging people money. Could your mom sue me?
I mean, can we argue that it isn't technically her? Like, you know what I mean?
It's not her. See, here's
it's just an AI model who looks exactly like her.
Here's an article from the Hill.
I'm getting in trouble, y'all.
AI is gay.
Yeah, but look who posted it.
I saw. Your wife
busted.
Law enforcement. This was as of March 2024, March 13th. Law enforcement is struggling to prosecute abusive, sexually explicit images of minors created by artificial intelligence.
Right, but that's not what I'm asking. I'm not asking to create child porn. I want porn of your mom.
Right. Maybe it goes on. Maybe it goes on to say that. No, this is just about minors. But
I mean, I'd imagine that feeds into whatever the rules would be on the other thing.
Yeah, if they're having problems,
fuck you, Joey.
People for this, they should have problems for that. How are you seeing the chat? I can't see the chat on YouTube either. It's not letting me do it.
Because you're retarded? I don't know.
God damn it.
I'm kind of retarded. Click the
I'm kind of retarded.
Click the announcements link and it'll bring you there. Yeah, I can hear it just fine. Here, we're gonna take a pause for the editor while we figure this out real quick. Let me see if are you logged into our YouTube account?
No.
Oh, well, do that.
That might be why.
Do that and click this. Try to click that. See what happens.
I clicked it. Hi, chat.
Does that
show chat?
Does that show you everything?
I still can't still can't see chat. It is what it is. Just bring them up. Just bring them up whenever they say stuff.
Well,
unless they're going crazy. Unless they're going crazy.
You kids in the chat, don't go too crazy now.
There you go. There's context. If you can read it, you know.
Well, all right. Here we go. Where are we at here? Okay, this story is kind of sad. So, going from Bob's. Oh, okay. Now the chat's coming up for me. Damn, Joey. All right.
Get your phone on silent for the chats, Rob.
All right. Anyway, Kristi Noem is taking a lot of flack for the story in her memoir that describes her taking her dog to a gravel yard and basically shooting it after a bad day. So go ahead and roll that YouTube clip.
Yeah.
And one of Trump's potential picks for vice president, South Dakota Governor Kristi Noem, is on the defense after strong backlash about a story of the governor shooting her dog. Chief Washington correspondent John Carl has the story. And John, this is a weird one.
George, this is quite a story. It's a story that Noem recounts in a new book about a short-haired pointer, a wire-haired pointer hunter dog that she had on her farm, who she says was untrainable. She tried to take the dog out hunting with other dogs while the dog had a great time running around. It scared all the birds away. It was a disaster. On the way back from that hunting trip, she writes that she stopped by to see some friends. The dog jumped out of the truck and started attacking her friends' chickens, killing several of them, even whipping around to try to bite Noem. Noem says she then took the dog out to a gravel pit, George, and shot the dog. She said that, quote, "I hated that dog." As you can imagine, this has caused quite a backlash. Noem, however, is sticking by this, defending herself, writing over the weekend, "I can understand why some people are upset about a 20-year-old story of cricket, one of the working dogs
She
on our
named the
ranch.
dog
She said that
Cricket.
her book is filled with many honest stories of my life, good and bad days, challenges, painful decisions, and lessons learned. Lindsay?
All right.
Okay. So
I think she shot herself in the foot with being Trump's VP pick.
Yeah, no, and that's the main reason why the story is so big. It's because she was kind of up there in the front running, and now she absolutely has no shot. There were Vegas odds that I saw on PBD's podcast that they brought up, and she has dropped straight from the top 3 or top 5.
That's the South
all the
Dakota
way up.
I can
governor,
see
right?
why. Like, say what you will about the story, no matter what, this is like campaign suicide.
Yep. Yeah. Everyone, like, how many people in America own dogs? You know, a lot. I own dogs, and it kind of tugs at your heartstrings a little bit. Sounds like she is more of the old Yeller type and farming type. It's just like, it's a bad dog, take her out back, which doesn't really fly with most Americans nowadays. Now, sounds like the dog was being violent, but still taking it into your own hands like that. I don't know. What do you think, Tim? I think you might agree with Christy Nome here.
Yeah, I do. I think, listen, okay, so the dog was aggressive, could not be trained. They eventually, she took it to somebody's farm, it attacked a bunch of chickens, and then turned on the people as well. So let me ask you, dog lover, what should she have done with that dog? Turn it in? Turn it into who? The pound that's going to put it down? It sounds to me like she's she's taking responsibility for herself, her property, and doing what's right. Get rid of that dog.
Yep. And I somewhat agree with you there. However, I will say it is pretty much campaign suicide, and the fact that whoever her publicist or editor was, like, whenever you're putting a book out like
Right,
that,
that was
they look
stupid.
over
Yeah.
shit like that. And for them to be like, yeah, let this story go. This one's good.
I wonder, there's obviously context missing here because you don't tell, like, what was the name of that book? Like, you don't tell, like, your story, No Going Back is the name of the book.
There was no going back for that dog.
So, like, my point is, you don't bring a story like that up in a book without a point. So, like, what's the point? Like, the point of that story is probably, like, I do things that some people might find uncomfortable, but I do them because they're necessary. Something like that. Yeah. Like, I imagine that's what the point is of the story, and that's probably why they kept it in. But you're right. I mean, if you know that you have these political ambitions, you probably don't put a story about you killing your dog in there.
Right.
But maybe you're in fucking South Dakota and no one gives a shit, and we all think the same. So,
yeah, maybe that's how you do it in South Dakota.
Yeah.
Probably. But, as far as
you see, this is why we get along right here. Old Yeller.
Old Yeller. Yeah, I mean, bad dog. You got a bad dog. You got a bad dog.
You got a bad dog, man.
I just don't know why they let her say that in the book. Like you said, there's probably missing context going on, but I'm not gonna read this book. I liked her a lot more before this book, and I haven't even read it.
Now you don't want to read it.
I kind of didn't like her before
Now
this because of her marijuana bullshit.
Yeah. So, well, yeah, that too.
Everybody's got their thing, man.
Everyone's got their thing. Hers is being a I won't even say Southern woman. Just she's a farming girl, dude. She's out there on the farm. She's like, if you don't have a good use for the ranch,
Gnome Vic 28.
Damn, you might be onto something there.
I'd vote for it.
It'd be better than our two choices this year. So, whatever. But that was wild. So developing in Trump's VP picks, she's not gonna get it. I don't know that Tim Scott's still up at the front. Tulsi Gabbard actually still creeping up to the front
Vivek?
there.
Yeah.
I would love to see Vivek do it.
It's not going to be Vivek, and I don't think it's going to be.
So.
I don't think it's going to be Tim Scott either. I after seeing Tulsi on PVD, I think she does have a real shot at it. But what does she get him that he doesn't already have? Maybe like disaffected Democrats. I mean, that could be a big bonus for him. So.
Disaffected Democrats and women.
generally. I mean, I think some people, I don't know, women, you know.
I think that he wants a woman to run with because his worst group that is with women.
I think he might get people who are just like Tulsi's a normal person. She might be bad on a number of policies, but she kind of resonates with those people who are like, okay, she's not a crazy politician.
Yeah, I just don't have any faith that putting a woman on the ticket gets you woman votes.
Not if she's Republican. I don't think it does.
Yeah.
Or, you know, she's running with a Republican.
Is there a black woman
not
conservative that's on the list? Because that would do.
I don't think so.
Because, like, you know, progressives.
I love how we're treating this like a checkbox.
No, but it really, like, listen. You want to know? There was this marketing study that was done a long time ago. You could probably find it. I'm not going to look it up right now. I'm just going to pretend as if I know for sure. There was this marketing study that was done a long time ago about why they put black people in movies, and it's because black people won't go see movies without other black people in them. If they don't feel like, you know, they can relate or that it's going to resonate with them, they don't go see it. And it's the same thing with voting. Like, they found, like, the study found, like, it didn't matter how many white people you put in it, the movie would just vary based on its quality or whatever. But the more black people they had in the movie, the more black people would show up. That's why they came out with that movie, Black Panther or whatever. That's why it did so well, because it was like the first major superhero that had a black character. No, he wasn't a superhero.
Come on, give Wesley Snipes his
that wasn't a superhero, dude.
Yeah, it was.
Nah, Blade is not a superhero. It's
Marvel,
a vampire movie. It's a vampire movie.
But that's Marvel. That's Marvel.
Is it?
You're gonna say the Punisher doesn't count? Yeah.
No, the Punisher doesn't count.
Yeah, but that's Marvel too.
Okay, well, Marvel's bad at making superheroes because these are just normal people with grudges. Well, Blade's not a person, but, you know, whatever.
Yeah, once again, see what I mean? He isn't a person.
What about Black Man? I don't know what you're talking about.
Wow, I didn't realize that that's what we were gonna get here.
I don't know what about this.
We got Ben Carson, Brian Donalds, Tim Scott, and those are the only black people mentioned in this article.
I think he does go with a woman, but I just don't think it's really gonna matter.
Tucker Carlson.
I mean, it's not going to be Carrie Lake at this point.
No. And you know, I thought that this article was about Carrie Lake before bringing it up, or this news story was about Carrie Lake, but then found out it was about Kristi Noem. So she is down for the count on that. I mean, I think Tulsi is a good choice for Trump. These other choices, listen to these other choices. I don't know who this bitch is. Elise.
Send me the link.
Oh, wait, I know her. Elise Stefanik. They've got Tim Scott, Doug Burgum, who is very boring, but he was actually pretty good in some of the debates.
Yeah, the ones we watched, he was the best one, but he's not going to get it.
No. Marco Rubio, Lil Marco. J.D.
Oh, that
Vance,
would be hilarious.
J.D. Vance, Ohio Senator.
It would be so funny if he went with Marco. Don't ask about the gay rumors, Rubio.
All right, Stefanik.
I haven't heard about that.
Stefanik, I'm gonna say no.
Yeah,
I don't know her.
Not enough name recognition, exactly.
Yeah.
Tim Scott, boring as hell. A positive for Trump because people want to hear what Trump has to say, not his VP. So that's a positive.
That's good. He doesn't want someone who's going to overshine him.
Let me see. Doug Berman, not happening. Rubio, this would be like if he picked Nikki Haley. This is just like political suicide to pick somebody like Marco Rubio, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Marco, don't look up the gay foam parties, Rubio.
J.D. Vance, again, name recognition a problem. Kristi Noem, honestly, I don't think that the dog story really kills her ambitions, but you got to be able to focus on some of her highlights. And what are the highlights about Kristi Noem? They're going to go into these pros in here.
Here's the problem. So many voters are so superficial that the dog thing alone would fuck them over.
But I don't know.
I'm not sure if it's going to play heavily into it, but what it did affect was the Vegas odds, and it is all over the news today and yesterday.
Tulsi,
I don't know, man. Those Vegas odds have been pretty spot on.
Strong chance for Tulsi. Greg gives him nothing. Greg, he already has Texas, in my opinion, so I don't think that this helps him at all.
Yeah.
Vivek, the criticism against Vivek is that he's an online celebrity. Like in the real world, like, you know, he's not really so much. I think he's great, but you know, that's just me.
Vivek would be my favorite choice.
He's my favorite choice, but Vivek, I think, is more interested in setting himself up for 2028.
Yeah, I mean, he's a good spokesperson. He's got his lines down for sure. Ben Carson, like old news, no one gives a shit. Byron Donalds, no. Sarah Huckabee Sanders, nobody's gonna like her. I mean, look, she's resting bitch face all the time.
Yeah.
No. Carrie Lake, like you guys said, I don't.
Too late. That's not gonna happen.
Yeah, Katie Britt. Who the fuck? No. It's not her. It's not his type. Definitely not.
MGT.
Definitely not.
Oh, I wish.
Too risky.
I wish.
Tucker's not interested. Ronnie Boy. I think Ronnie would do it, but I don't. Again, what does he have to offer Trump? Not Florida, because he's already got it. So what else?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I think out of this whole list, I think Tulsi's probably the best one that he could choose.
I take back what I said about Vivek. I would kill to be on the timeline where he selects MTG.
Yeah. That'd be enough.
Could you imagine how fun the election would be?
Right.
And then dies, and then MTG's the president, first woman president. Whoa.
That would be you got.
It's not too late for us to live in this world.
You know, you like that famous picture of that lady wearing the vest, like screaming after Trump's inauguration or whatever. Times 10 when she wins.
Oh yeah. Oh, that'd be crazy, crazy. Wild card pick. Pat says Don Jr. Oh.
You think he goes to nepotism? No way, dude. No, he's worried.
I don't think so. No.
I think that he's got like he's got trauma. He's got PTSD from the last election, and he's like 30,000 votes in fucking Michigan, never again. And he's looking for that person that's going to secure those votes. Whoever that person's going to be. I think Tulsi might be the one, man.
I think she might be too. I like her. At least maybe she could talk to some sense into him on foreign policy, you know?
Yeah.
I
mean, Trump's always been a New York Democrat anyway.
Right. We all have to remember a lot of people with hunting/working animals don't see them as family. You wouldn't put down an autistic relative, would you? Well,
Rob looks at the camera suspiciously, thinking about his grandma in the next room.
Well, now that you think about it.
Yeah.
This is also true. You know, he might do something stupid, but whatever.
Trump Kanye
Oh.
is good. Yeah, Trump isn't that smart. Yeah, just like you said.
Listen.
Pat has a good point. He's not calculated.
That would be calculated. That would be calculated though. Hey, he's gonna get some votes because
is he running again?
It doesn't matter.
He beat the Green Party in 2020.
You guys saw the recent Cat Williams? It's not recent now, but you saw like the big Cat Williams interview that blew up, and he's saying all these conspiracy theories about everybody else. Go read the comments, because you might watch it and you might be like, "Yo, Cat's crazy. He's been smoking his own dope." But in the comments, everybody fucking agrees with him, and they're like, "Oh yeah, there's our man, you know, speaking truth to power and all this shit."
I mean, everything Cat said turned out to be true.
Well, I think the people think the same thing about Kanye, and I think if Trump did pick somebody like Kanye, you get a lot of what did they call that? The forgotten man. That's what they called it in 2016. You get a lot of those forgotten votes that would be coming out in support, and it might be enough to turn the tide.
Cat's on that Anunnaki stuff.
Yeah, for sure. Yep.
Mm-hmm. He could go for the LP vote with Alex Jones as VP.
No. Listen.
Yeah.
You're gonna set me off. Bitch has been trying to do it all night. You're gonna set me off.
I'd be on board for it.
It ain't happening.
Alex Jones Trump libertarian ticket.
It wouldn't happen.
No.
Not in a fucking second.
What about a Robert Kennedy? Alex
no,
Jones
it's not
ticket?
gonna fucking happen.
Why are you trying to bring this up again? Okay, so let's talk about this real quick because
I mean, this could be an online only. Let's go.
What's your thing? What's your thing here? What do you think's gonna happen at convention?
I for some reason am hearing this from people, and I don't know if this is true or not.
It's not.
Who's people? Who's people? Who are you hearing this from?
Not Josh. Okay.
I'm kidding, but
So it is Josh Falaka.
You picked up on it, did you?
Wow, you did. You really figured it out. No, but seriously, this is just shit that people have talked about behind the scenes. Apparently RFK has gotten a lifetime membership to the LP, supposedly.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, he's basically quietly put things in place that if he wants to show up in DC, he can.
Okay.
So who's ready?
I'm gonna be a lifetime member.
Who's ready for the year of Kennedy?
It's not gonna happen, dude.
Burn it down, baby.
Never gonna happen, dude.
I support this only so Spike Cohen jumps in the race.
No, let's say it did. So I think it would hurt his candidacy if he shows up to the LP convention
and loses
in the first round because everyone's like, no, we're voting for our people still. It's gonna look terrible.
It probably wouldn't be the first round.
I think he would be able to change that many people's minds right there in the room.
I think that there's enough prags in the room who would jump on the bullshit.
I agree with Mitch on that because look at all the people that are on the stage. Look at like I don't think Lars has a lot of money, but that's it. Hornberger, total asshole. Definitely not getting it.
Jacob.
Like who else? There's other no names on there that he would easily beat. So yeah, I do think he'd make it past the first round, but I don't think he wins.
So that's your take on this then, is you don't think he would be able, because once again, this could be something that they just set the road up in case they wanted to go down that road and they have no intention of now.
Well, maybe if he was better on all of the policies he's bad on, we might consider him.
Yeah, but that's the problem we run into.
And he won't. He would not change his mind. And then who would be his VP's already selected, and she's borderline commie.
Yeah, and the way the LP works, they'd select the VP.
It makes Bill Weld look like Ron Paul.
No, it ain't fucking happening.
It's not happening.
That's not gonna stop me.
RFK Oliver, why not? Let's just fucking.
There we go. You see?
Why the fuck not, dude?
Oh my God.
That's who it probably would be, honestly.
No.
That sucked.
So you guys have been in more national shit than I have. How does it work if they lose the presidential? How common is it that they go for the VP ticket right after losing?
They usually do trickle down, yeah.
Yeah.
They usually trickle down, but there's also a few people who usually end up running for VP. Like in 2020.
Who's running for VP right now?
Clint.
Well, okay.
Has anyone else announced?
Yeah, I think someone else has announced. Pat probably knows.
Oh, is Tubb thrown his name out there? I feel like Tubb is for some reason. Maybe I'm wrong.
I'm voting Blackfire.
I apologize to Tubb if I'm wrong.
I'm voting Blackfire for everything.
Oh yeah.
Of course, dude. Of course.
Yeah. Politics on the spectrum. I love it. I absolutely love that pick. Okay. Moving on to one of our last stories. Pat does say Tubb, by the way, so I guess Tubb is running.
So Tubb is running.
Mm-hmm. Clint or Tubb? On the spot.
Clint. I'm going Clint all day.
Okay. There you go. Sorry, Tubb.
Because just
you don't
just
have to.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, it's who's best for the job, and that's Clint.
I don't want to have to check Twitter for a fucking Twitter argument this week, so I won't say anything. But next story online, all these pro-Palestinian, free Palestine protests are popping off all over the country at different universities. Post that funding bill we talked about last week, where we sent over millions or billions of dollars to Israel, again, for more military funding, and came out that George Soros, in a New York Post article, has been funding some of these protests.
I was gonna make
surprise.
I was gonna make a joke about who's funding this shit, and sure enough,
surprise.
Why are they
if I could only stop at old, rich, and opinionated, I would put it away. but he is old, rich, opinionated, and dangerous.
Reuters. Okay. We know who he is.
Seriously, what's up with the masks?
Hide their identity?
Yeah.
Yeah, but this isn't black bloc shit. This is like those pussy medical masks.
So just keep going on like this for 5 minutes?
I guess so.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're gonna do the mask thing, at least do the the black bloc shit.
Does this guy say interesting shit? Sorry.
I don't know. Let's check him out for a second.
Said India is a democratic country, but he doesn't think the Prime Minister of India is a Democrat.
Okay.
And by the way, a few years ago, in the same conference, I was there at that time, he actually accused us of planning to strip millions of Muslims of their citizenship, which of course didn't happen. It was a ridiculous.
Are we talking about? Is he talking about?
But
Soros?
you have to understand what this actually means.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Whatever. I don't know what he's talking about. But yeah, so the New York Post claims he's funding all these protests at universities, and not a big surprise here. What yeah, there you go. That's the New York Post article. And
yeah, but they reported on Hunter Biden's laptop, and we all know that came out to be bullshit. So I don't really trust anything from the New York Post these days.
True, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is true. I mean, George Soros does this kind of thing with his money all the time. Is foment.
This just has me wondering now. If we're getting Bannon bucks, maybe we can double dip and get some Soros bucks while we're at it.
Except we're not communists, so he wouldn't fund us.
We could, I don't know. We could lie.
We can grift. We can do the anti-Dave Rubin.
Yeah, just look at what socialist groups over in the Middle East had done during the Soviet era. You have groups like the one in Syria where the only reason they said they were socialists was just to get the USSR check.
I'm just if you have a bad actor and they're spending money on violent protests in your country, you have to be able to do something to stop them, right? And he's been doing this in America for years and years. What would be a solution that we could come up with, like a libertarian solution?
A final solution?
Yeah. I mean, that's what George Soros would like. If you go back through his history, he said he didn't even have a problem with his family doing what they did.
You'll do what you must do to survive.
Yeah. Said when you're a kid, I guess you just don't care about the Jews. But yeah, go look that one up.
What was the question? You were asking a question.
What's a good? I guess what would be a good libertarian solution?
I don't even know.
To what? Palestine?
No, to keeping Soros's funding out of the hands of political factions and shit like that.
You know what the solution would be? Allow funding from everyone. That's the answer. Is it's not that people like to say oh, we don't take money from PACs or big businesses or whatever. If you're the owner of this said big business, you should be able to give as much money as you want to whoever you want. And if you're George Soros, you should be allowed to give as much money to whatever political contribution you want to give, and the same from the other side. If the Koch brothers want to give out billions of dollars to support free market capitalism or phony capitalism or whatever the fuck, they should be able to do the same thing. That's the answer to your question. Honestly, it's there should be no restrictions on campaign finance. How do you sell that to people, especially people who are dealing with massive inflation and can't afford to feed their families? I don't know, but that is the answer.
Well, I think the concern here, unlike the Koch brothers, is that you see him funding very violent things. He was a big part in the Black Lives Matter riots.
Right.
So, look at that, and you kind of see this here too. It kind of leaves one to look at and be like, okay, it's one thing to be donating to just a couple of political campaigns. It's another thing to be fundamentally fucking with the law and order of a country.
Yeah.
I mean, he's also responsible for getting us a lot of these progressive DAs who, us as libertarians, we would agree, like, yeah, don't go after people for stupid drug offenses. But don't let people don't let them off with things like stealing. You know what I mean? So I think that's more the concern as compared to just
but how do you see? We're gonna go down. We're gonna get this autism shit. We're gonna start, dude. Because how do you separate that? Like, how do you say like you can give money for a cause or for whatever you want, but those causes can't support these things? You can't start that, because once you start that, you go down this sliding scale. Now you can't say like I don't know, like you can't. You can buy guns for people, but you can't buy guns for people to go shoot other people. Like, obviously there's a line somewhere in there, but where do you draw that exactly to make it right?
I think you got to figure out, especially if it's going towards violent protests like this, you got to figure out where that money's going.
Right, but if I was
on the other side already, they're doing it on the other side already, and they're not doing it with him. It's like, why during these protests in like New York and shit with BLM, why were there just bricks just showing up out of nowhere? Just piles of bricks right where they were gonna have protests and shit like that. Was that where some money was going? I don't know, but if it was, then we should know about that shit so we can stop it.
Yeah. I don't know, like so you could be the defense. I'll be the defense for George Soros. But like, look, my client gave money to these activist groups, not with the intention of them causing violence or burning buildings down. He did it because he believed in their message. And these radical actors took it to a new level that really sullied my client's name. He has no involvement and no support for these types of actions. It's just these few bad apples that make the entire group look bad. How do you persecute my client?
I would say you bought bricks to throw at shit.
You can't prove that. We gave money to a cause, and the cause did what it thought was right with that money.
No, hang on. You gotta let me finish. If
I object.
We have connected your funding to violent protests, not only this year with the Free Palestine, but to BLM. And then if we go back, I'm sure we could have a number of different protests that we can show are all connected to violent outbursts that are connected to your funding. It's a pattern. It's circumstantial evidence, but it's a pattern that leads to you funding violent protests.
If I fund promotion for a certain website, let's call it Facebook for sake of argument, and people go on Facebook and they start posting child pornography, am I responsible for Facebook's promotion of that content?
Hang on, I missed it because Brandy said the bricks were to rebuild the city.
I know, she got me with that shit in the shower yesterday. I was like, damn, dude, that's good.
That is a good one. No, I mean, look, Soros is on record saying all sorts of like crazy shit.
They said I gave money. I gave money.
Well, the thing is, he's supporting things that are fundamentally made to break down the law and order of the country's, fabric. Look at what Elon had to say about him on Rogan, where basically he realized that, I don't have to invest money into influencing the laws in Washington. I could literally just get one of my DAs in there and he'll do all the shit for me.
Right.
Yeah.
Like he found a way to rig the system.
I don't know how you legislate against it. I don't know that you could or even should. I just think you have to allow competition to flourish. And, people are going to see what George Soros and the people he support does, and they might support it initially, like we've seen with all his DAs, but eventually the Soros name is going to carry such a weight with it that he's going to it'll be a hindrance, not a boon.
At one point, he's almost fucking dead.
Well, hey, that brings up an older question that I saw earlier. Who lasts longer, Soros or Trump? Who dies first?
Ooh.
I think think.
I mean, I'm still surprised Rockefeller died in my lifetime.
Yeah. I think Trump lasts longer. Soros looks like he's on his last leg, but like
Yeah,
Nick
and
said,
Soros' son
his
is already preparing to take things over. His son was in that video.
I submit one problem to you. Baby's blood. One of these people drinks it, and the other one doesn't.
Well, that's why David Rockefeller was able to live for so long.
Exactly. That's why I think maybe
transplants.
Soros outlasts him. I don't know.
he looks terrible.
He's reinvigorated.
How many Bohemian Grove sacrifices would it take to keep going?
As many as it takes. I don't know.
Yeah.
Soros got that adrenochrome.
Yeah. I think I'm inclined to agree with you, Tim. You do have to take some restrictions off of it for us normal Americans. If you're going to allow people to play this game, if you're going to allow Soros to donate ungodly amounts of money to influence politics, you got to allow everyone else to do the same thing. And then people like us libertarians have to put our money where our mouths are, and start funding causes that we like and that we support. But we're all fucking broke, povertarians. So
the problem is, I think having us compete against George Soros is like kind of like what we talked about with boycotting Disney some weeks ago. It's like it's so insignificant compared to the conglomerate that you were up against.
Right.
I don't think it's a matter of like who has more money and therefore is going to win. There's been time after time, more money was spent on the Hillary campaign than the Trump campaign, and he still won. Like there's countless examples of how money doesn't actually win elections. And I think that I'm not going to say it doesn't matter, because it actually, you can see it does affect things. But I think people are putting aside the real lesson here. Like sometimes people have to hit rock bottom, and you're seeing it with Democrats like Anna Kasparian. She has to be sexually assaulted, robbed, or house broken into, and all these things have to happen to her before she realizes that their talking points about crime and bail and all this shit have real consequences and actually matter. And so I think that people have to go through bullshit, and maybe they'll be blinded by the money and the campaign ads and the flashy propaganda. But I think ultimately the truth will win out. We just have to hit rock bottom first, and we're not there yet. That's why we don't have Malay.
The Koch brothers are behind the people who are fucking with Anna Kasparian.
Hey, I'm cool with it, dude. Keep fucking with her. It's great content.
We got to check up on Anna.
Oh, we will. Don't worry. We will.
There's got to be more Anna coming.
I felt like I'd leave her and Tiffany Henyard alone for a week, because
right when they drop another subpoena, you're just like, no. You're like, keep me updated. I'm like, here, look, dude, they're still going, and you're like, nah.
Let's bring it up then. Let's bring it up, because you did have that in there.
It's too long of a video to bring up, but what I'll say is that there was a second raid, a second indictment on the other. I think the first one was against the Dalton County, and the second one was against the township. So they're really coming.
Village.
Yeah. So they're really coming down after her now.
I mean, she was all over the news. She was just way too blatant about it. Her and Fannie Willis or whatever. Yep. Fannie Willis. We got to have a weekly segment for Rob's future baby mama. Who's my future baby mama?
Tiffany Henyard, bro. Tiffany Henyard, bro. You know.
No way.
Definitely.
No comment. No comment. That's a good question.
That's a good question.
That's a good
Next,
question.
I know.
Oh, shit.
Rob, you actually have two future baby mamas. You want to know who they are?
Sure.
That would be one hell of a threesome.
What, with Rob? Oh, come on, dude. All right, next story.
That was it. That was the end of the stories. I mean,
no, it's not. Yeah, one more.
There was a Stop Soros law.
Yeah, what is that about?
So Soros is Hungarian. Hungary approved this Stop Soros law because he was spending so much money there. So his own country is not letting him influence their politics here. And this was back in 2018, I believe.
Did this end up getting implemented?
Sure.
Or
Yeah,
is this just talking?
Yeah, no. This was actually implemented in Hungary.
So you're saying like maybe we should have something here?
I was gonna bring it up, and I think we talked about it. I think I agree with you more. But I'd like to be able to track where his money's going better.
Yeah, I mean, I think they like public reporting. I think that's all fine. Seeing where the money comes from, all that kind of stuff. I think that's important.
But how do you do that if you don't make a law, Tim?
No, I'm saying I'm saying you don't restrict. I'm not saying that there's no transparency.
Yeah.
You give as much money
Also-
as you want. Put your fucking name on it. Or if you want to have a shell company, we'll track it down. Look, them Reddit people, they found 2 suspects.
Well, what I was about to say too is the problem with going about the law way is who's to say he won't find other roundabout ways to get his money to places. Like then, no, I just gifted like a couple $1 million to this person, and then they just so happen to go and donate that to all these groups.
Right.
It was just 200,000 to Stormy Daniels. I didn't think it would be a problem.
Joey, you don't need to worry about me, okay? It's the others. The others, they're the problem. Okay.
I'm taking a sober week. I'm sorry, I gotta take a sober week. I've been partying the last 2 weeks, celebrating the bar, and other things. So it's a sober week for me. And believe me, Mitch is partying too.
He's on that Holyfield diet.
Yeah. Give him the gummy ears. Give him the gummy ears.
Give
All
him
right.
the gummy ears.
That's all I got. That's all I got for this week. I mean,
I'm
that's what I
disappointed
saw
that
in the
you didn't
news.
talk about your baby mama. It's all right. Next week is Mitch's show. So tune in live.
Oh, joy.
Tune in live. Next Tuesday at what time are we going, Mitch? 7:30? Doesn't matter. Join us down in the Discord. You'll find out. Find us on Twitter at Real Swampcast. Everywhere. You boys want to plug some shit?
Yeah, go check out 1776swag.com. And Hector, if you're out there, this shirt's on there.
What,
Lord
Hector's
knows I'm
for
getting
it?
rid of this shit as soon as we're done with this.
Okay.
Although there's more trolling that could be done. I don't know. We'll see.
Rob?
Yep, I got a comedy show coming up May 16th here in Pensacola. So if you're in Pensacola, hit me up. I got about 10-15 minutes opening up down there. And also, book me. I'm open. And could be moving sometime soon. I don't know. Just depends on what kind of jobs we get. So we'll see.
All right. Everybody get on the Discord, get on the Twitter, and shout out to Generic Dog Food. Always representing. See y'all later.
Like and follow. Like and follow on YouTube. We need that 500 too.